Hello, 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 hello. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Real. I am Naima Adero, and I just stopped by to talk to you guys briefly about femininity. There's been talk about women being dominant and masculine and just giving off men vibes as they deal with more specifically relationships, their behavior, their attitude, and their disposition in relationships just has been so masculine. And so I just wanted to stop by and take a moment to address femininity. Sisters, femininity does not mean weakness. That is not what that is. It just means that you are the weaker vessel. That does not mean you're not strong. It does not mean that you are not strong minded. You're just the weaker vessel, is scripture. And so you are to be handled as such. Not that you can't do anything, not that you don't know anything or you don't have any rights. We're just delicate. And it's okay to be delicate. We want to be delicate, right? We don't want to wear the world on our shoulders. We don't want to be able to be the strongest in the room, meaning physically strong. That's what the male is for. Okay. And, being the weaker vessel, I don't believe is only in strength, but we're not going to go into all that right now. However, we're the weaker vessel, and that's okay. You're not dominant. Being feminine is not being dominant, but it does not mean that you cannot be strong minded. It does not mean that you don't know how to handle yourself or carry yourself, because you can still carry yourself with a sense of stride and fierceness. That does not mean dominant, right? You're soft, yet you're firm when you speak. You mean what you say. You keep your appearance. You adorn yourself with feminine accessories. That's being a lady. You are appearing as a lady. You are independent, yet you may have a husband or a man who takes care of you, takes care of the bills, and just are he's able to afford the finer things in life for you. And he does not have to be rich. He's just able, and he tries to give you the best that he can. He's taking care of everything. He's able and can afford taking care of the bills. That does not mean that you're not independent. Just because you're dependent upon a man, it does not mean that you can't do it on your own. It does not mean that you are independent. It just means that you are in a healthy and lovely relationship. You're in a healthy and lovely marriage. However, even if your husband cannot afford to take care of all the bills on his own, or you guys have worked it out where that's just not how it is, it does not mean that there's anything wrong with that. That means nothing. Just because there's a male in your presence, in your life, in your home, who can provide for you, it does not mean that you are dependent. You can do it on your own. You're just independent. You're your own person. You're your own individual being. You have your own thoughts, your own mind, your own creativity, your own ideas. You have things that you bring to the table, that you possess. You are an asset. You're independent. That's all that means. You can be an independent feminine female. Well, if you're feminine, no, we're not going to go there. Right. An independent female. So femininity does not mean that you are dependent, okay? You walk with stride, you move with stride, you keep your head held high. Why? Because you are confident. You're confident. You know who you are. So you can walk in stride. You can walk in confidence. That's being feminine. Men like it. Trust me. You bring that feminine presence. You know, it's something about that feminine presence. It's peaceful. It's lovely. There's a glow to it, you know? And it does not mean that it has to be, you have to be complex or difficult. Well, we are complex. We're women, we are complex. And that's a part of being feminine. You know, it does not mean that something's necessarily wrong with us. It just means that, you know, it's something about that complexities that make up our DNA. This is a part of being a woman. Why? Because we need to know that I feel loved and cared for. We need that protection. We need to know that we are important. We need that assurance, and we need to be listened to. We need to be heard, right? And we need to be shown off. We like for our men to show us off. And so when we're lacking that, sometimes those complexities show up. Sometimes those emotions and those moods show up. You know, we know how to love, but we also we feel what's going on around us. We feel what's going on in the family. We feel what's going on in our work life. You know, we just feel these different things. And with that, we just deal with them different than men. That's just a part of the complexities that come with us. But what it does not have to be is being a nagger, is being angry, is being bitter. That does not have to be the part of a feminine makeup, right? We don't have to do that. So that's not necessary. That doesn't have to be femininity. You don't have to do that. It's not necessary. We can express our needs without being angry and bitter, right? Because men don't make us. They don't make us who we are. So we don't have to be angry and bitter with them because we may be feeling a certain way, or we may be feeling like they haven't done us the way that we wanted them to, right? We're still able to be sound-minded, and we're able to hold ourselves together because what? We are strong, and we're independent, and we're lovely. And yet we may be hurt, and yet we may feel some things and some emotions. We're still yet emotionally intelligent, right? That's being feminine. And we know that though we need a man, we don't have to have a man in order to make it. We can provide a living for ourselves. We can sustain ourselves without a man. But a feminine woman knows that though she can do that, she does know that she can do that, all those things, she still need a man. Because there are just some things that men provide that we can't provide for ourselves, right? Y'all might not agree, but it's true. There are just things that men can provide. And one of those things is balance. Men provide balance for us. And then there are securities that he provides that we just not able to provide for ourselves. So, ladies, being feminine does not mean that you're weak. Femininity does not mean weakness. And that's just what I stopped by to say to you. Until next time, be blessed.